Alright, today we're going to get started on our shower. We're going to be using the Redgard, and we have some this fiber we're going to be using for all of our seams. We're going to cut this to length. We're going to do all the seams in the shower with this. And we are going to make some primer for our Redgard. We're going to use 4 parts cold water, 1 part Redgard. So we're going to go ahead and get mixing this in the water. Okay, our Redgard is pretty thick stuff, as you can see. It's really thick. So I just used a stirring stick, and I think we're good there. We're going to go ahead and mix this in with our cold water. Okay, I got the 4 parts cold water with the Redgard in there, and it just looks like water. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and we're going to roll this on the whole entire inside of the shower and the floor. Then we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to use the thicker Redgard to put our fabric on. So we're going to go ahead and get to putting this on. Julie's putting on the primer coat.
It's really thin.
It's really thin, and it's running, dripping on the floor and everything else, but we'll clean it up as we go. So we're just going to get the whole inside coated with this runny stuff. We'll get you back in here as soon as we get it finished. Alright, we have the inside of the shower all done. And Julie is working on the floor right now, just rolling that on there. It's very messy, very runny. Honestly, I think you could have done 2 parts water, 1 part Redgard.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been a lot better. But this is good because it gets something on the wall for the Redgard to stick to. I think it's good. It's soaked in good. I think it's pretty nice. So we're going to let this dry, and we'll start the next step. Alright, I'm going to get ready to start doing the seams in the shower. We're just going to be using a small brush, and we're going to use this film. This is Redgard. This is for Redgard. Here's the seam tape, is what it is. So we're going to go ahead and start putting some of this in this container. Now it's pretty thick, so I'm just going to use this putty knife to kind of shovel me some out of there. And we're just going to be doing the seams. Corners and seams. I think that'll be enough to get us going. It's not like paint, that's for sure. It's more like a putty. Okay, so let's head into the shower and get this started. Okay, here goes nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to brush a thin layer of this on here. Now we're not trying to gob it on there, we're just trying to get a layer on it. We'll get started up in this corner, and what I did is I cut that about halfway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this under. I'm going to fold this under. And we're going to make a corner out of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in here. Listen up. We're going to get us some Redgard and stick in this corner. And we're going to set this thing down in here. So we have really nice, tight. We want to make sure we have Redgard underneath of this too, so it'll stick. Then we're going to put another layer of Redgard over top of this guy. So that's how we're going to put it on, and we're going to continue going down through here like that, just a little bit at a time. We're not trying to put a real big heavy coat on there. We're trying to actually put it as thin as we can, but fill in everything. Alright, so we did all the way around the floor, and it looks pretty good to me. So we'll go ahead and start on our other seams, going up and down the back, and then we'll do every nail hole and every seam long ways. Okay, I have all the seams done this way and up and down. So now I'm going to go over all the screw holes, every screw hole. I'm going to show you here how I'm going to do the nail holes, or the screw holes. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the seams. So I'm going to put a layer of that on. Then I'm going to put a patch on it. Once I get my patch on there, I'll take me some more of this Redgard. I'm going to go right over the patch. And we'll do that to every screw hole in the wall. So we know it will be sealed up good and tight. Just cutting a bunch of these little patches. This is out of the scraps that we had left over. It's not going to hurt anything. Might as well use it up. So we're going to continue doing this throughout the whole shower. Okay, I have all my patches on there. That's the Redgard fabric. We did all the nail holes, all the corners, and all the seams. So we're going to let this dry for 24 hours. Not until it just turns red. We're going to leave it for 24 hours. We're going to let it dry up really good. And if it's not dry in 24 hours, we'll give it another 24 hours. Because we want it to be sealed up tight and dry good. So, that being said, I'll see you guys when this thing gets dry. Okay, what I'm doing now, we let this thing dry. It's been at least 24 hours since we put the patches on and the felt. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go around the ceiling and down all the seams with a coat of this Redgard, and then we're going to take the roller and get our first good coat on. Now we're not going to try to put this stuff so heavy that it just runs off. We would rather put thin coats and go further with it, maybe put more coats. But right now I'm just going to go around the ceiling. Looks like you're putting Pepto-Bismol on there. Around the ceiling and all the seams down these, because I know the roller's not going to get right in that crack. So we'll just do a little bit like this. Then we'll get the roller out and we'll roll it out. I just don't want to get on the ceiling. Julie will kill me.
Yes, I'm sick of painting.
So you guys, if you've been following along on the videos, you see that we got some done in the laundry room, the floor. Julie's been putting some colors on the wall, and it's starting to feel like home. We just got to get this shower done, and hopefully we don't have any leaks. To be honest with you, I've never done a shower in my life. I mean, I put showers in, but they were fiberglass.
Yeah.
Not like this.
Like a shower stall.
Right.
Like, you know, store-bought one.
Yeah, it was easy. It was easy putting a store-bought one in. But when you're doing something like this, it's a little bit tougher, I think. So, when I get to rolling, I'll get you guys right back. Okay, now we're going to start rolling it on. Now, I'm not going to roll this really, really thick. I'm just going to put a thin layer over it.
Oh, it's going on nice. Kind of just like a thicker paint.
A real thick paint. I would rather put more thin coats on and let it dry for 24 hours than I would gob it on there and it be clumped up and not dry. So we got all the corners done twice. Actually, this is like the third time the corners been done. Alright, we forgot to put the tape on the floor, so I went ahead and put the tape on the floor, and we're just going to put one coat over top of this. I think it'll be fine. Now, I didn't mention that when you put this on, you want to go in one direction, like so, and then the next time you put it on, you're going to go in this direction. So we'll be done here in a few minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, that's the inside of the shower after the first coat on it. It's not completely dry yet. It hasn't taken long to get to this point, As you can see, I'm a little bit heavy in that corner. You see the little pink coming out of it. So I think by tomorrow afternoon, it should be good and dry, and we'll put another coat on it. Now I'm just using the roller, and I'm not trying to gobble on there, but I'm trying to coat it good. So it looks pretty good, I think. I'll probably give it 3 coats. 2 more coats after this. I think it should be good if I let it dry a good while. Okay, it's the next day. I got me some cardboard laid down in there because I don't want the legs on the little stool there to hurt the membrane, and everything looks really good and dry. All right, we get to start all over again. All the seams around the top, the edges, and the corners with the brush, and then I'll use the roller for the rest. Now the last time we put this on here, we went back and forth this way. This time when we put it on, we're going to put it on this way. We'll do every which way we can, but when we do our last one, we'll go up and down. All right, we have our second coat on, and it looks pretty good, but I noticed it hasn't covered the lettering on the walls yet. But I am for sure that I will do a third coat. I think it looks pretty nice, and it's definitely sealed up. Nobody's walking in there. We're not getting any dust or anything like that. So it's pretty pink now. We're gonna give it 24 hours. We'll come back. Hopefully it'll be nice and red, and we can do another coat. So that'll be 3 coats. Not sure if I have enough to do a 4th, but I'm not putting heavy coats on, just thin coats. Here goes coat 3. Number 3. But like I said, they're not really gobbed on here. It's not running off. Yeah, it is. It's not gobbed on here, and a big gob falls on the floor. And another gob. I would take it you guys are probably sick and tired of seeing me put this stuff on. So I'm going to go ahead and get this coat on here, and then we'll show it to you, I guess, when it's finished again for the 3rd time. Okay, that's the 3rd coat, and it looks bright pink, but as you go up you can see it's starting to dry already because it's red up there. I started from the top and worked my way down. So, like I said, that's 1 coat of primer, which we we mixed 1 part Redgard, 4 parts water, but if I had it to do all over again, I would have went 1 part Redgard, 2 parts water, because that was awful thin. It was almost impossible to get it on the wall, but we got it on there. So then we did all of our seams and everything twice, and then we put 3 coats of the Redgard in there, so hopefully this will be the last one. If anything, we might just do the floor. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see what it looks like when it's all dried up. So we'll see you guys back in about 24 hours.